here in Salisbury, obviously today's advancing team in the national semifinal. Coach, open statement about today's victory.
Well, congratulations, first of all, to seeing you in a tremendous season. Other than the Gulls, that was the only dents in their armor this year, and just a representative of a great new lacrosse conference. And hats off to Coach Thompson and his staff for another great season. Just a tremendous effort on the defensive end with several freshmen playing in key spots. Just very proud of the maturity. Jackson Woodward stepping up to replace Thomas Ballard. The maturity of Jerry Stafford at the long pole and Brady Mancha and Evan Hoffman has just made us a real solid defense. And to hold that team under 10 goals for 3 consecutive games when they didn't have any of those games for the rest of the season is just truly an outstanding effort. But, kids played real hard. We responded to every run they made, and then we finished the game.
Yeah, Cross, 4 goals, 3 assists today. You especially excelled in the second half. What was that halftime adjustment for you that you came out and started scoring and dishing the ball up?
Just props to my teammates. Just halftime, we just need to move the ball more. We were down 1 at halftime. I don't think anybody for a second doubted ourselves. So, coming out of half, just sticking to what we know, doing our job, and, it paid off well.
Yeah, James, your defensive group coach talked about how you have a bunch of young players. Being one of those senior leaders throughout the season, how do you develop and grow in that role on the defensive end?
I think it's just about stepping up, especially after Thomas Ballard got hurt. I think they were kind of, I wouldn't say we were lost, but like Coach said, it's kind of like having those freshmen step up and trusting those guys behind you. And it's just being a unit. It's not one guy doing anything. It's trusting Nick Ransom and Gage, who just stands on his head every single game, and just trusting the guys next to you.
What was key to kind of helping like Jeremiah and maybe even some of the younger guys getting acclimated and replacing Thomas?
I think it just comes to them. I think they just have that grit and that determination. They just want it more than other kids do. I think it's just pushing them in the right direction and just kind of letting them be themselves and crush it.
Those 3 have played vital roles the whole season. It's been a 22-game season for them, and in most cases that's 2 college seasons for a lot of kids. So, they've been playing regularly since day one. But their minutes definitely got elevated, when we got to this point.
Cross, this is obviously the reason you came back for a 6th year to make it back to the national championship. How does it feel to make it back and be able to play one more game in that uniform?
It almost seems surreal. I haven't really had much time to think about it, but after the game, everybody's smiling and hugging, and that just makes the moment so perfect. So we got one more game, and hopefully we get the job done.
Coach, throughout the tournament, you've had teams make runs in the second half, but you guys have always responded. What is it about this team that allows you to stay composed as the game gets later and later?
Well, we've been in a lot of big games. We played, a schedule that I think gives you confidence and prepares you for these opportunities at the end of the season. But a couple things happened that that allowed us to respond in the fourth quarter today, especially not so much maybe last Sunday. Is all of a sudden we weren't winning any, and then all of a sudden Blake got to like 3 in a row, and that just changed the whole game. That they didn't have the ball. Because they were struggling to get to the goal. There wasn't too many times that they got a shot off in the first 60 seconds of a shot clock. When we got 2 or 3 face-offs, that really changed the fourth quarter and the number of opportunities. But it also made our defense a little bit fresher too. Last Sunday, I don't think they got a rest in the fourth quarter. But Blake's winning the face-offs, and then I thought we did a good job when they came after us too. Cross split the double team. We got a timeout at the right time. We did a good job finishing the game.
Cross, you're facing a goalie you've gone against a handful of times. Does that sit in the back of your mind? If you don't make one early in the game, you can strike later in the game?
I'm just gonna keep shooting. You just shoot, pray it goes in. But that goalie, he's a hell of a goalie. He had some amazing saves. So you just got to give hats off to him. He kept them in the game because without some of the saves, we'd been up by 6 or 7, 8 goals. So just hats off to that kid, and he's got a good future.
Please don't hit the shot clock again. Coach, once again, back to the national championship game. What's going to be key to kind of getting it done and getting 13?
Well, I think obviously first thing is, we got some guys a little banged up that got to get healthy this week, and some guys that played a lot of minutes today are pretty sore and banged up. That first thing is we got to take a step back on the physical part and try to regroup a little bit there so that we're ready to play next Sunday. But obviously, we can't make it a track meet. That's not our style. And, the NESCAC teams that traditionally are track meet teams, and we played one of them last Sunday. And we got to limit, and just like CNU, their thing is running up and down the field. Would they have 17 the other day against Gettysburg? We got to do a good job of limiting transition. Because if we play 6-on-6, we got a good chance. And then if we're playing 6-on-6, that usually means that we're getting some good stops and we're getting some good clears. And then we're hard to guard with 6 guys if we're not track meeting them. But if we're track meeting them and all of a sudden our first 6 get a little tired because it's going too fast, then we make mistakes. So hopefully we can control a little bit of the tempo and make it more of a game like today.
Cross, one last question. No matter what, today was your last game at Sea Gulls Stadium. How can you reflect on your time here at home and, of course, your relationships with your teammates and Coach Berkman?
It's just been an honor to suit up for the maroon and gold every day. Before I put the jersey on every game, I just kind of look at it and just think about everybody that came before and all the people that are going to come after. And, I just hope to leave it in a better place. Running through the tunnel today before I ran in, just look at the stadium and just kind of took it all in. And it's a hell of a place to play lacrosse. And for any younger guys, I don't know. This is the best place in the world.
Yeah, James, you're also a senior. Can you talk about your experiences through your 4 years as well?
Yeah, I think that it's been the same for me. I mean, every game before I even put my jersey on, I just go stand on the fence and I just take it in. I just look at it. I'm incredibly lucky to be here and be on this team and to be under this coaching staff and just to have this many guys to call my brothers. I think that's the biggest thing here is we just trust each other and we love each other, everybody. Just like Cross said, it's an honor to wear maroon and gold and to play at home one last time. It definitely felt something and definitely meant something to me.